Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Stacks Pulse, your weekly look at people and projects that are building and growing in the Stacks ecosystem. I'm Melanie Carstens, and I'm your host. And if you are new here, just a little bit about the show. We cover all sorts of things that are going on in the ecosystem: gaming, music, art, just kind of DeFi. So just kind of looking into whatever's being built in the Stacks ecosystem. Stacks is a layer 2 on Bitcoin, just in case you are not familiar with it. It brings smart contracts and apps to Bitcoin, making it programmable, bringing you fast times that are settling right onto the mother chain. So really interesting stuff going on Stacks. We've had a lot of exciting developments lately, so please check it out. If you want to, you can head over to stacks.co, I think. Sorry. And check that out. Stacks Pulse is a new show that I just kicked off a week ago. And I'm still kind of exploring different ways of how to go through the show and how to run the show. I do want to bring you guys weekly updates as to what is going on in the ecosystem. I want to chat to people. I do have a formal interview for Bitcoin and Beyond on a Thursday. But on Monday, I kind of just want to look at interesting updates that have happened in the week prior, and then just to kind of what to watch out for or what to get involved with in your week ahead as you kick it off. So yeah, happy Monday. Welcome to Stacks Pulse. I'm Melanie Carstens, your host, and let's dive right in. Before we do, actually, just a reminder that this is independent Bitcoin media. And if you would like to support and see us carrying on, then please head over to the link in my bio. There are ways to support either with Lightning or with mel.btc at your Lather or Xverse wallet. So would really appreciate that. Okay, so we've discussed what Stacks is. It's a layer 2 on Bitcoin, and it allows us to do fun things on Bitcoin, right? One of the fun things that we are doing on Stacks, or that we just have completed and at the same time kicked off, is the Stacks D Grants program. It is a funding program that supports projects, protocols, people building on Stacks in all sorts of tracks: DeFi, art, gaming, and anything else, identity, governance. So it's a very exciting program. You can check it out at dgrants.xyz. If you are interested, we are in cohort 3. And we should have cohort 4 coming up early next year. Two of the projects that I absolutely adore that were handed out grants in the D grants, Truth Chain and Blocklift. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Truth Chain today before we also chat about Blocklift. And talking about Blocklift, I have a very special guest with me today. I've got Neutron coming in. I will have him on air in a little bit. We're just going to chat casually about what Blocklift is and what he is doing. But what is Truth Chain? Okay, it's very interesting. Let's just take a step back quick. Sort of looking at what identity is, right? What it was, our reputation and our identity, our social reputation and our identity back in the day before barter, before money, was all we had, right? People trusted us in what anthropologists call the gift economy, where we borrowed and we lent without money, without ledgers. Our memory was our ledgers and our reputation was our currency. So as we've moved through time, that's kind of progressively got further and further away from our social identity. And we've ended up now moving into Web3 and AI, where it's very difficult to actually tell if you are real or not when you're online. I could very well be an AI sitting here. I'm I'm not. You'll see, because I'll make a bunch of mistakes. But I could be an AI sitting here. So it's very hard to judge in the world of deep fakes what is real and what isn't, and what content is a whole lot of rubbish and what isn't. So how do you do that? How do you make sure that you can trust what you see online? So that's where I think blockchain is so important. And one of the things that that I've picked up that is being built on Stacks, which is a project that was a grantee from the D grants, is TruthChain. Okay, that is an identity and content verification platform, and it's built on Stacks. And basically, it links your content to your BNS identity, and your BNS is your .btc. It is your web3.com. You register your name. Mine on X is mel.btc. And that basically is my identity that's linked to my wallet, which means whatever I do with mel.btc, I back with money. And it is provably me, right? Nobody else can be mel.btc. So TruthChain links your BTC to your content that you create, and it verifies that it is real and that it is you. So I think pretty much going back to what social reputation was in the world of deepfakes, what is digital reputation? And just like we would have likes on Twitter, thumbs up, hearts, whatever it is, those aren't trusted any day because of bots these days, because of bots and so on and so on. So we've got something called BoostX as well on Stacks, same sort of thing, verifies what you are doing on social media, or at least verifies the people that are interacting with your social media. You can sort of boost people's tweets, pop them some bucks if you like what they're doing. So yeah, AI makes it possible to imitate anybody, your voice, video, writing, images. You've seen recently, well, I don't know if you have, but there's an artist. She is the first AI artist to strike a record deal. So she has a record deal. She's not real. The artist behind her is a poet, and she's created this musician. You can see music videos, and you can go and watch her do her thing. So yeah, you do need to prove yeah, and that's what TruthChain are doing. So it works through Clarity, smart contract. You publish a post, TruthChain fingerprints it, and you sign a registration with your wallet, and it becomes a permanent record that anyone can check. So I think that is so awesome. Please follow TruthChain on X. I am hoping to get them on my show so we can talk a little bit more in depth about that. I also was going to do a demo, a share screen where I actually signed up. But if you do head over to their Twitter, you can go and sign up with your wallet and check it out. I am going to be doing it straight after the show. And like I said, hopefully getting them on my show. So I'm going to have a sip of coffee. Cheers. And I'm going to move over to Blocklift. Okay. Blocklift combines education with real-world impact in Nigeria. So blockchain education, real-world impact in Nigeria. It supports underprivileged students by providing school supplies and introducing them to Bitcoin, saving tools, Web3 literacy, and so on. So I think this is incredible. I met Neutron, who is the founder of Blocklift, during the Stacks D grants. I was a steward there, and I was very privileged to meet him. And I've invited him to come on the show today. This is his first time. It's only my second version of Stacks Pulse, and it's his first time on camera chatting to me. So I'm going to bring him on. Let's check out if I can do this. This is also the first time I'm doing this. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, hey.
Jen, good to be here.
Yeah.
I'm quite nervous though, but
It's okay.
Just take everything easy on now. So good to
Yeah.
be on the show. Good to be on the show.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's been
Yeah.
so awesome getting to know you over the last month or so. I'm very passionate about what you're doing, and I
Thank
want
you.
to support however you can, however I can, and however anybody watching this might be able to. So let's talk about, sorry, you, and then we'll kind of lead into Blocklift. So for anybody meeting you today, who are you outside of X, outside of Blocklift? Let's leave that all behind and let's sort of talk about who Neutron is. You don't have to give too much detail. You can give as much as you like.
Yes,
But I'm keen to know who the man is behind this program.
well, my name is Neutron. That's actually my alias. And outside Web3, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm also a passionate individual who is mostly concerned about, making impact, trying to impact um, people in the little way I can. You understand? So there's nothing really much about me. I'm just a simple, humble guy like everyone else. You understand? So basically, my life outside with three is just simple, not much of a big drama. You understand? So that's just it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about then how your journey into crypto and into stacks happened. So, have you been involved in crypto for a long time? Have you been involved in Bitcoin for a long time? And how did you find stacks?
Well, okay. Let me just give a brief breakdown on my journey to the world of crypto and Web3. 2021, that was where the whole journey started for me. Shortly after my uni days, I graduated from university, and
What
we
did you
all know
study
how
at varsity? Sorry to interrupt you, but what did you study?
that's fine. I studied psychology. I studied psychology.
Okay.
Yeah, I studied psychology. So shortly after my undergraduate degree, I relocated back to Lagos, and it was a journey of where do I start from? You understand? Prior to that time, I've always had the whole interest in wanting to dive into the world of um, blockchain technology and all of that. So I started off by buying crypto. I was actually holding. I was holding, held for like a short period of time, not until when the bear market came in the year 2022 or 2021. I can't really remember. And that really dealt me a big blow because I lost almost all my savings. You understand? Like I lost everything to the bear market. So fast forward, I started my Web3 journey in the Tron blockchain. Everything was actually going well in the Tron blockchain, not until when my wallet got compromised, and that was early 2024, which was just last year. And prior to that time, I've known Sam, the founder
Yeah.
of Let Africa Build, and Sam, we've known each other for over 10 years. We were classmates in school and also hostel mates, like we're literally staying in the same room way back in uni.
No
So,
ways.
yeah, so he was the one that spoke to me about stacks. Prior to the time I joined, he was always like telling me that, bro, I've always told you, come to stacks, don't come to stacks. But I was busy with other things. As a then, I was also working at the airport. So after the major arc I had with Ton blockchain, I kind of felt like, okay, I think this is just the time for me to like explore the Ton stacks ecosystem. And then through Sam's help, I came into stacks and it kind of like showed me around, and his influence actually, gave me the much needed boost
Mm.
I needed. So he introduced me to my current um, employer rather, Silky Jones of Flat Earth Dev. He has been an amazing individual, to be very honest. He really, really gave me that, confidence to want to get things done in the Stacks ecosystem. So it has not really been an easy route, but my journey to Stacks can only be possible through Sam and also Silky Jones, you understand? So I actually owe these guys the credit for me being where I am today.
Mm.
So that's it, yeah.
So let's talk about psychology. I didn't know that about you. So you studied psychology.
Yeah,
Wow, what made you want to study psychology? I mean, because that seems to also tie in a little bit with, I mean, you're obviously very passionate about people because,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, psychology wasn't really part of my plans going into university. I actually chose wanted to like study geology, but I couldn't get that particular course. So my dad, he's this type of person that he studied all his children. He knows all his children by heart. You understand? So he saw the course and he was like, "With the type of person you are, you can actually read psychology." I was like, "I don't know anything about it." He was like, "Just give it a try." And then when I started reading psychology, I found out that it kind of like aligned with my personality. If you
Yeah.
understand, I'm so much passionate about the other person. Do you understand? And it gave me a more insight on how to like understand people even better.
Mm,
You understand? So I would say that psychology really made things much easier for me to actually like take the step I took going into block lift and some other things. Before in the web two, I also belong to an NGO. It's called Lagos Food Bank Initiative. They are the biggest food bank in the whole of Nigeria, and joining these guys also made me understand that things are much more than I actually think. There are a lot of people that actually need help, but we don't know them. You understand? It only takes you to be a part of something to really experience certain things. So joining these guys really gave me that broader view of what life really is all about. You understand? And
mm,
before this time, I've been doing this initiative myself. You understand? Like I've been helping people the little way I can before I even came into Stacks. You
yeah.
understand? So I kind of feel like joining the ecosystem, joining Stacks, coupled with the course I read in school, really made things much easier for me. And I kind of felt like this is what I actually was called to do. You
Mm,
understand? Yeah. So the whole thing just aligned, to be honest.
yeah. It's amazing, like what retrospect is, and how you look back on your life and you realize that everything that you're doing is bringing you to a point. Even people who do bad things can sometimes turn that into such good, but it's
Yeah.
because of that brought them there. So
Exactly.
yeah, and your dad sounds like an incredible person to like know his kids so well than
He's,
to
he's an amazing person, to be honest.
yeah.
Very amazing. Very, very amazing. He is.
How many
Yeah.
brothers and sisters have you got?
I have five brothers and three sisters. So we are
Oh
eight.
my God.
I'm the
I
third.
thought you were going to end at the five brothers. Oh my
No,
God.
no. I'm actually the third. I'm actually the third of eight, to be honest. I have an elder sister, then an elder brother. So I have about six, five younger ones behind me.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
God.
exactly. The truth is, most people really they won't really believe it because when they look at me and I tell them that this is my age, they'll be like, "Oh, you're joking." But I actually have five younger ones behind me. So
Sure.
that's just yeah,
That's amazing. Beautiful to have a big family, I guess. The
indeed,
support and whatever.
yeah, you're right.
Okay, so you there you were, you studied psychology, and then did you ever work as a psychologist, or did your road take you kind of like,
That's the irony of life. You understand? In this part of the world, you don't actually most often times you don't practice what you actually study in school, and that's the
yeah,
sad thing. You understand? But
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
regret anything. I did not in any way study my what I read in school. I am not studying psychology, but I hope to in the near future. But for now, I'm not.
yeah.
Understand? So
Yeah,
yeah,
but the thing is, I never used what I studied fast. I did it, and I'm very glad I did it because it taught me a certain. Sometimes I think, does it really matter as long as your personality suits what you study?
exactly.
You
Yeah,
you you still kind of like you use that to kind of. I guess it betters you in many ways because it teaches you to think in a different way,
yeah,
communicate in a different way.
Yeah.
You meet people who are aligned with you.
Yeah. You're
Because
right.
yeah, I mean, I was like, I also studied psychology.
Are you for real? Seriously?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
I actually did psychology, law, and English. I was a busy studier. See, so
Well, that's cool.
we could solve people's problems. We should have a show where people can will psychology you.
Seriously, are you for real? Wow,
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. That's very cool. That's very cool. That's the
yeah,
essence of talk shows like this, because you never can tell what you actually bought, like finding out
yeah,
about the other person. You understand? So that's actually cool. That's
yeah,
cool.
exactly,
That's cool.
exactly. We're peeling back the layers. Um,
Exactly.
okay, so then you studied your psychology, and then how long ago was that?
That was about 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah, three
Okay,
years. Three
okay.
years now.
And
Yeah.
then did you get married after varsity? Or are you married actually? Yes, you are
Um,
married. I know you're married because I know your wife and you are the ones who were your wife was
exactly.
involved. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
find out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I know, yeah, you
Yeah,
are
yeah.
married. So when did you get married? Did you get married straight after?
No,
Or
no,
were
no.
you already married?
I actually got married this year. And funny
Oh,
enough, yeah, and funny
congrats.
enough, Sam was my best man. So my bond with Sam is something
That's
not,
amazing.
in fact, it was present during my wedding, and as a matter of fact, he's also my son's godfather. So it's crazy, right?
Sure. So you and
Exactly.
Sam are like this. Yeah, besties.
Yeah, yeah, besties. Like he's my
Is he
brother
also
to me.
young? He I always thought he was a lot older, but I saw him on camera the other day, and is he quite young as well?
But the truth is, Sam doesn't look his age either. You understand? He doesn't look his
Yeah.
age. Sam is a grandpa.
Is
Just
he?
joking. He's a younger.
Delete, delete. Don't let Sam see that.
Don't even to say that, to be honest, but he doesn't really look his age. You understand? So
Yeah.
he has this baby look. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah, yeah,
So it's just genetics. You understand? So
yeah.
that's one of those
Isn't
things.
age just really about how you feel about yourself anyway? I mean, I think a young person can look old and an old person can look young. Yeah, I think you've frozen. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Let me have a look and see. No, he's frozen. Okay, well, hopefully he'll come back. We were just talking about before we came on air how um, in Nigeria, Neutron's based in Nigeria. I'm based in Cape Town, South Africa, so we're on the same continent, but we have kind of a lot, like our internet here isn't great, our electricity here isn't great, so it just sometimes will cut out for me as well sometimes. So um, okay, well, that's what happens when you laugh. Your guests just disappear. So, what can I talk about while we wait for Blocklift to head back on? Um, yeah, let me just talk. I mean, Neutron, Blocklift. Let me talk about the D grants, okay? Because that's what we are here talking about anyway. We're talking to Neutron because Neutron's project, Blocklift, was a grant in the Stacks D grants program. They received a grant to build out what he is going to be building out, and that is providing supplies for unprivileged children in Nigeria who need things like backpacks. What I'll actually do is I'll show you a little video. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. I've never done this before, but maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. But he had an amazing video that he put out recently. And I'm just going to play it while I try and get him back online. So let's see if this works.
Backs. Blocklift, and it all begins with a journey. A quiet bus ride through the city of Lagos. Today, We are heading to the factory, the birthplace of the very first Blocklift backpacks. Blocklift is more than a project. It is a movement where compassion meets innovation. Blocklift uses the transparency of technology to drive real human impact. Every bag, every smile, every moment of change verified on chain. This is just the beginning. From one bus ride to 1,000 lifted futures. So I'm here at the factory for the bag manufacturers for Blocklift. So in order for us to get everything done and for the sake of transparency, I am here with the factory manager for Sobian Enterprise. So what's your name, sir?
My name is Amira.
What is your position here?
I'm the production manager.
Okay, so I can see that you gave me a sample bag for the backpack. So how quality is the bag?
Actually, the thing there is that the quality of the bag is let's say 100%.
100%.
Yeah. Because the material is what we call an original taffeta.
Okay.
This is what we call nets for the bag.
Yeah.
And if you can see the net,
It's thick. It's very thick. Very thick. Very thick. Yes.
It's very thick. And then
Yes.
what's it called? The back too.
Yes.
The handle. It's
Okay.
full inside. So
Okay.
I think it's what you will enjoy.
Yeah.
About the production.
Because what we need to ensure is to make sure that whatever it is we're doing for the students is quality. You understand? So that is the reason why we came all the way down here to make sure that we ascertain the level of quality and also have a one-on-one close-up, meeting with whoever we're going to be dealing with for the sake of transparency. So thanks very much, and I look forward to coming back and picking up our ordered materials.
No problem.
Yeah.
Very much.
Thank you. So GM everybody, I'm here at Sobian Enterprise for a live meeting with our bag manufacturers for Blocklift. And it's a good thing to actually be with them in person. And we can see the bag. This is exactly what we ordered for. This is more like a prototype, a sample for the Blocklift student backpack. So it's looking all good and all quality. And I can't wait to actually get to work. You understand? So thank you, Stacks Foundation. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's a little bit about what Neutron is doing, working with the Stacks Foundation and his grant to bring backpacks to children underprivileged in Nigeria. And I think if you do want to support it, you can head over to, let me just show you what you can see here. So if I... So yeah, that's Blocklift. So Blocklift_stacks. If you want to head over there, you can follow them. So that's Blocklift. And then while I'm here, I'm actually going to show you Truth Chain because that's another thing that is super interesting to me. So check that out. Okay, there we go. So it is a decentralized content authentication platform that verifies the authenticity of digital content on Stacks. So there it is. They've got a technical update going on. You can have a little look there, what it is. Connect your wallet. If you click onto here, you can actually have a look there. There is a wait list for you to go and join. So check that out as well. Let us stop sharing now. And I see Blocklift is back. So I'm going to bring him back on. Let's see if that works. There we go. I think your audio, just check your audio.
Sorry, my apologies. My network got disconnected.
No, that's fine. I know it's like I was explaining what it's like. It's actually a good segue into talking about what it's like in Africa. But so I did. I just showed the video. That beautiful video that you put out on X the other day.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just showed that. Luckily, I had it, and I figured out how to share screen.
To be honest, I never really thought that video was gonna like, do those numbers because I was not really expecting it at all. And I was shocked at the massive love and support the ecosystem actually showed, you understand? And it was beyond my imagination. So it's really wowed me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Really, really wowed me. So
To me, it's kind of, if you think about the kind of people that like get involved in crypto and the way they feel about the world, I think to me, it's kind of a no-brainer bringing on and working with something, or you're like the first person to really bring something like this to Stacks.
that
And
is that is the whole idea, to be honest. That is the
yeah,
whole idea. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And I think that is also what we're building here when it comes to, on blockchain and Web3, as much as the rails are important. I mean, obviously we need wallets. Obviously we need DeFi. It's like we
yeah,
have banks in the real world. But at the
yeah.
same time, the real world is made up of people and
Exactly.
people that are doing things, that's why for me, being involved on the creator side of things, I love so much because I believe that's, people want something to do. And I think that's why people love what you're doing, because they can actually visibly see
Yeah,
the impact of what crypto and blockchain can do. And DeFi often feels very, I love it. That's how we make our money. It's vital.
mhm,
But you've got to also be doing things like what you're doing, because
yeah,
we want to have human interest.
yeah.
But let's talk about that video. And are you going to be keeping us in the loop regularly with your videos?
Definitely. To be honest, we've not even started. To be honest, we've not even started. I just kind of feel
Yeah.
like that is just a tip of the iceberg. You understand? That is more like the introductory video. We've not even started at all. So definitely we'll be rolling out content continuously. You
Yeah.
understand? So everything will be in episodes. You understand? If you recall vividly, the first video was about we're going to meet our partners, people that were actually building or making the bags for us. So we're still going to
Yes.
go back to those bags, and series of contents will actually be made. You understand? So a
Yeah.
lot of things are still going to come on board, and we're just starting. You
Yeah.
understand? So definitely going to be keeping everyone in the ecosystem in the loop.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah, and
definitely.
it's so cool because we can see like what it's, because obviously wherever we all on in different parts, that's the beautiful thing. Traditionally you're working with people like where you live, so they all kind of know what it's like.
Exactly.
Um, but the beauty of what we're doing here and meeting each other, from all over the world, is we're also interested in what it's like, to
Yeah.
see, you know, going to a factory to make bags in Cape Town or New York is going to be a
Yeah.
very different experience,
Yeah. True.
you
True.
know, to
Yeah.
to what it's like, what you're doing. So, okay, so good. So we're going to get regular updates. That's good. Um, let's talk about electricity in Africa. It's so bad. You know what? You were saying that you've got like electricity issues there. We have
No
the
power.
same here.
There is no power. Sometimes we go like a whole week without light. You understand? So, and the only alternative we have is generators, and fuels are not cheap either. They're quite expensive. You understand? So, what we do is we tend to like get where we charge our gadgets, and we try to like manage it for some time. And when it goes off, we look for somewhere else to charge and all of that. So the cost of working, like trying to like sustain whatever it is we're doing in Web3 is not, it doesn't come in handy for us at all, you understand? Because apart from the electricity, we also have to deal with poor internet connection, like what just happened while we're on say while we're talking and all of that. So there's a whole lot of negative factors, a whole lot of negative factors, but most people don't really understand this is what we have to deal with. You understand?
Mm,
So it's terrible, very terrible. And
mm,
I'm not the only one facing this. That it's just more like I'm one out of like multitude of individuals. You understand?
Mm.
You also complain about having same issue in South Africa, but I can tell you for a fact that it's epileptic in this part of the world. Crazy. You cannot. I don't think if you have an idea of what we have to deal with here as Nigerians, it's
Yeah.
crazy. That's the reason why they said if you can survive as an individual in Nigeria, you can survive anywhere in
Yeah.
the world,
I
to
had
be honest. So it's crazy.
yeah, a very close friend of mine. My aunt actually lived in Lagos until
For
yeah,
real.
my aunt lived in Lagos
Wow. That's
for most of her life. And
wow.
yeah, and one of my best friends also lived in Lagos up until recently, then moved back to Cape Town probably 2 years ago. So I'm
Wow.
familiar with it. I'm familiar with the chaos.
Yeah, in fact, it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy. But then it's all part of the experience, you know.
Mm,
It's part of
yeah.
the experience.
Like you
So
say, if you can make it
that's
in Lagos, you can make it anywhere.
anywhere, anywhere in the world,
Yeah.
to be honest. And that's the reason why there's no part of the world you wouldn't see a
Mm,
Nigerian. There is no part of the world you wouldn't see a Nigerian. You understand? So it's that that's how diverse we can be as a people. You understand? And it's not out of our own free will that we decided to make this journey. It's because of the way things are in this part of the world. You understand? So people don't have a choice but to just like migrate out to look for greener pastures elsewhere. You understand? So it's what it is though.
do you think that
But
it's
still, we're trying
do
to
you think
survive.
it's how easy do you think, not how easy, okay, that's like a hard question, but I mean, I'm just trying to I'd like to get your opinion on the impact of blockchain and Bitcoin in Nigeria. And I mean, okay, terrible infrastructure, as we know, when it comes to electricity, internet, and all that sort of stuff. Do you think when we talk about Africa as kind of like potentially leading the way, because in my heart, I feel like the opportunity for that is there, right?
Yeah,
Because there's nothing we
yeah,
need to break down to build up again. It's already broken, you know.
right.
Do you think it's got, like, I mean, how important do you think Bitcoin and stacks and currencies like that are important? And how easily do you think it will infiltrate into the public?
To be honest, the word easy. It's a very difficult one to be honest, because we live in a country where nothing comes easy. You understand? So that
Yeah.
is the reason why your idea behind Blocklit is to like trying to like simplify things um, for individuals, not just students. So blockchain to me is something that I believe can actually create opportunities,
Mm,
bring about change. You understand? Which is the reason why we chose this initiative of Blocklit in ensuring that while these students go to school, they have something to actually fall back on at the end of the day, which is the Web3 workshop that we're organizing for these students. You understand? Because we all believe that blockchain, crypto in general, shouldn't just be about in Web3 as a whole. You understand? Because there are a lot of people that they want these opportunities, but they don't have access to it. So
mm,
taking this to the grassroots would definitely help them understand that opportunities are numerous for them. They can do whatever it is they want to do. All they just need is to just get that platform, which is where Stacks comes in. Do you understand? So
mm,
blockchain, we are using that as a tool for change for this individual, not just students, like I said earlier, even the general public. Do you understand? Because already I've been getting calls from individuals telling me that, this stacks, how can they benefit from it? Do you understand? So they are part of the reasons why we are organizing these workshops, both for just not just for the students, but also for the general Web2 natives who that don't even have the full knowledge about um, blockchain technology. So it's not really going to come in handy. It's not really going to come in easy. This is the reason why Sam, through the lab initiative, is also trying to like see what he can do to make sure that the gospel of blockchain technology, stacks, and Bitcoin is spread around. Do you understand? So we are really doing everything possible we can to make sure that everybody has a slice of the cake when it comes to what they can actually benefit from crypto, blockchain, and stocks in general. So it's
Yeah.
coming easy. I cannot guarantee that's going to come easy, but it is what we signed up for, and we'll try and make sure that we use this as a tool for change. You understand? So yeah,
Yeah, I think maybe I meant another word than easy. I meant almost like ripe. Maybe it's the word. It's ripe for change, and it needs change.
yes,
And how it has been hasn't been working. So it's kind of like a situation of not nothing to lose, but so I think that's what I meant. It's ripe for change, the
true.
continent.
Yeah, very
And
true.
yeah, I think that's kind of what I
Yeah,
meant.
very
Because
true.
I know we've spent, I mean, we're isolated. This continent has always felt so isolated. I don't know how you feel, but
I
down
feel
here,
yeah, I feel the same way too. I feel the
yeah.
same way too. Yeah,
That's why platforms like this are so important because they're connecting people all over the world so easily. I've never met
yeah.
so many people from all over the world, so, until I got to Stacks.
I You're right. To be honest, I think that's the opportunity Stars actually gave me, you
Yeah.
know, and and it felt so like, is this what blockchain can actually do? Being a part of the blockchain community, like I was speaking with Sam the other day, and I was like, I never thought that I would know someone from Zimbabwe, for example, or Kenya, for example, or even Australia, but thanks to Stacks, thanks to blockchain technology, it's possible. Do you
Yeah.
understand? For example, I and Triana, we are close, and Freddie, we do talk, and Silky, we're close. Rubes, likewise, every other person in the ecosystem that I've actually met. But this thing wouldn't have been possible without blockchain technology. Do you
Hmm.
understand? So it's more like a unification system where it unites people from different walks of life. You understand? And that is something that I keep telling my colleagues, people that are yet to actually transition into Web3. I keep telling them that, see, the beauty about Web3 is you can be in your current location and connect with people around the world
Yeah.
without even moving an inch. I've not been outside Nigeria before. I hope to
Mhm.
one day, but I've never been outside Nigeria before. You understand? But I know someone, I and Silky, for example, we are very good friends. You understand? And it's based in Australia. So it's just the power of blockchain.
Isn't
And I
that
kind of feel
wild?
very wild,
Yeah.
very, very wild. So I kind of feel like this opportunity needs to be like, everyone deserves this opportunity, to be honest. Every individual, every child, every student, every person deserves this opportunity. And this is the reason why we are taking this Blockleaf initiative to where we want to take it to. So
Mm.
you're absolutely right about it, to be honest.
Well, that's what we're breaking free of, is
Yeah,
this idea of a nation state and a government and money being a control system and an enforced belief system that
yeah,
doesn't serve us. And by allowing us to believe in a new kind of money
mhm,
allows us a taste of freedom and a taste of connection
yeah,
that our money, our passports, the land of our birth actually restricts us.
exactly. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Now, what is I mean, you're involved, right? This block lift, you're working with children, um, and children that, are unable to access, you know, basic supplies that they need just to go to school, before
Yeah,
they can even try and get an education. They've got to
yeah,
try and get a bunch of other things that people don't even think about, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
How did that happen? How did you do this for the first time? Because I've heard you mention before that you and your wife were involved together in
Yeah.
this program, kind of almost quietly, without really talking much. Tell us about that.
Okay. So shortly after I came back from school, like I said, I've always had this passion in me to always want to like help. You understand? But sometimes you don't do things you want to because of some factors, especially financial factors. You understand? So, but coming back from school, I kind of like, at the time, I was done with school issues, the stress that comes with you having to like read and pass your exams. I think I was over it and all of that. So when I go back, I saw that a lot of things has actually changed in my environment. You understand? I see kids go to school. Some don't even go to school with uh, school sandals. And when I see things like this, it breaks my heart. You understand? I
Mm,
always feel very terrible. So at the time, I just met my wife. So um, she's this type of person that she's highly fashionable. She likes fashion, you understand? So almost every now and then she changes her wardrobe. So there was this particular time she wanted to like trash some wares, some sneakers, some shoes that she wasn't wearing. And then I was like, where are you taking these things to? She said she wants to trash them. I was like, are you for real? She said yes. And I was like, the fact that it's not useful to you doesn't mean that it cannot be useful to someone else. You
mm-hmm,
understand? So what I started doing was I started gathering those things from not just her, even people that want to like discard certain things. I'll be like, I need these things. So I started collecting those things, those wares from these individuals, and I was like giving out to people that actually needs it. So at some point, I transitioned from doing that to actually focusing on students that are actually going to school. So there's this particular day I was with my wife at a store because she owns a boutique. So we're there, and these siblings they passed by, and one was actually walking on barefoot while the other one was actually wearing a school sandal. And I was like, hey, come, what's up? Where is the school sandal? She said, it's bad. I said, where is it? And then she brought it out from her school bag. And when I saw it, it was completely dead, like completely gone. And then I was
mm,
like, you know what I'm going to do? Please, I want you to come back here in a few days' time. I took her shoe size and also her name, her phone number. So I made sure that I got, with the help of my wife, we got her the school sandals. So I think in 2 days later she came and then she picked it up. Not long, the parents came back to our store, to thank us for what we had done
yeah,
to their kids. You understand? So at some point, we've also given out bags. So we started off as a personal initiative. You understand? And all the time, we never really saw the need to want to like you mentioned earlier, to want to like take it public because nobody needs to know. To be
mm,
honest, nobody needs to know what you're doing. It's between you and God. You understand? So we're doing it, but coming into Stacks made me have a different narrative of the whole initiative. And I kind of felt like blockchain can actually be used for change. Do you
mm-hmm,
understand? If I can do this in Web2 just by myself, we can actually incorporate this into Stacks. Do you
yeah.
understand? So this was what led me to where I am today in the Stacks blockchain. So that was how the whole journey started. It's been how many years? I think about 4 years now I've been doing it, and I'm still doing it. You
Yeah.
understand? So yeah,
But that goes back to what we were saying just now, right? Is like people look at blockchain and they kind of like it's a currency, or it's a it's a way of, Web3. And like they just look at it as this kind of like, the facts of it.
yeah.
But it's so much
It goes beyond.
more than the
Goes beyond.
facts of it.
Yeah,
And these are things that you can't even quantify. When you look at
exactly.
relationships
Yeah,
and like that, like if you think about all the years that you've worked with trying to help children, how many of those years was it internationally? You could speak to somebody in the US, in Australia, in Cape Town.
um, None, none,
Yeah,
none,
it's
none.
crazy.
Crazy.
And that's the kind of thing people don't understand about what we're doing, you know.
Exactly. Exactly. I was speaking with Sam the other day, and I told him that my dream is to be able to, like, apart from just giving school bags and school sandals to students, I look forward to the day when Block Cliff can actually help in not just what we are doing now, but take, for example, help a school to innovate its classes.
Mm,
You get your idea, you understand? Because if you go to most public schools in Nigeria, you wonder, you ask yourself, how is it possible that these kids are actually learning under this condition? You can
mm,
imagine a child, like students learning in a classroom, and it's raining, and it's raining on them. You understand? So I look forward to the day when Block Thief will be able to, like, help kids renovate their classrooms, get them proper desks, chairs, and all of that. But it's just one of those dreams, you understand? But for now, we just have to start small. And
mm.
hopefully, as time goes on and we tend to, like, grow beyond what we are now, then we can actually look into that. But for now, we just stick with what we're doing. So
Yep.
it's,
Start
yeah,
with shoes. It's one step at a time. You start
step
with
at a
those
time.
shoes. Those
Yeah,
kids, they're walking one step closer to a better future, you know.
exactly. Yeah,
And
you're right.
that's what this is all about, you know, is it's also deep passion of mine. You know, in a way, I sort of am a lot more familiar. I know it's probably, well, it's definitely, I think, more prolific where you are, but I've also watched children with no shoes on walking to school, you know, broken desks, you know, children rammed into classrooms where there's like one teacher, and you know, and you wonder exactly that. And so many, you know, you kind of like, it's, you know, what tells me as well is like the human spirit, you know, that people can go from there and still, you know, go to university. Like, I always think about parents who worry about sending their kids to like the best school. Yes, that's good,
Mhm.
but if you have a will, you know, and I think an example, you know, to look at somebody like you who is there to say, you know what, we're going to bring shoes, we're going to bring bags. um that in itself as well is like, I think, inspiring.
Yeah.
How prolific is it? I mean, like I was saying, now we've got schools that are like super fancy, and we've got schools where children are also, you know, it's derelict, kind of rural.
Yeah.
um you know, we have that here in Africa, in Southern Africa as well. But I think it's probably much more prolific where you are. I mean, is
Very.
that kind of like a norm?
It's to be honest, I wouldn't say it's a norm. Do you understand? It's everyone longs for a better life. You understand?
Yeah.
If we
Sorry, I
are
don't
talking,
mean a norm as in like an acceptable norm. I mean something that is prolific, I think.
yes, it is. It is. It is very, very prolific here. I think it's something that you. I think you're right when you use the word norm. Like, we are used to it. Let me put it that way. Because saying it now, it doesn't. Other being, I'm not used to the system. When I see something like this, I'll be like, oh, this is very, very bad. But it's so bad to the point where we are used to it. You
Mm,
understand? Bad system, bad governance. We are used to it. But it is not our fate. Like, the situation actually put us in this situation, in this state, you understand? So it's highly prolific in this part of the world. Very, very crazy, to be honest. You
mm,
understand? So, and things like this, you know, is the more reason why I kind of feel like everybody can just, like, take it upon themselves to, like, create a change or make a change in their own little way. If I can do this, someone else can do that, we can actually help elevate the standard of life. Do you
mhm,
understand? But
mhm.
waiting for the government to want to, like, intervene and all of that, it's not going to be possible because these guys, they don't even care. Do you
No.
understand? They don't even care. They don't care. And the unfortunate part of everything is the fact that you cannot find their kids in these schools. Do you understand? Government has failed us. It's up to us to actually make a change for ourselves. You understand? So that's exactly what we are doing. So in this part of the world, it's terrible, to be
Yeah.
honest. Very terrible. Very, very terrible.
Are there universities that are, like you were talking about varsity? You didn't study in Lagos, did you? You
I did not.
traveled.
I did not. Yeah, I traveled exactly. I went out of my states. I traveled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that because like you just chose to because the course wasn't available? Why did you not study where you are?
I never wanted to study in Lagos because I've lived in Lagos all my life. You
Right.
understand? I've lived in Lagos all my life, so I wanted a change of environment, which was why I had to like go to another state to study. And so that was the reason why I actually left.
Mm. Do you
Yeah,
think you'll stay in Lagos? I mean, if you had, where would you like to live in the world? Like, have you ever thought about it? Like, or if you could travel and go and stay somewhere for a while, maybe, where would you go?
to be honest, I wish to. I'm looking at probably Australia.
Really?
Probably, yeah, probably Australia.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, probably. If it happens, fine.
Yeah.
You understand? So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never been to
I,
Australia.
I
My
was,
brother,
I
my
was
brother lives there.
to be honest, I once had the opportunity to go to South Africa when I was in my third year in school. But that was when the xenophobic crisis in South Africa started. You understand? I had about two of my uncles living in South Africa as a then. So one wanted me to come over, but then the whole thing started and they
Yeah.
were forced to actually come back to Nigeria. You understand? So that was how the whole dream died for me. You
It's
understand? So
terrible. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That whole
So
time was just like so shocking. It was
yeah,
so shocking. Do you know how many people I know that have like families here, that have lived here their whole lives, that their children were born here,
yeah.
and they were just like, sorry,
Hmm.
you can't get a visa, you have to go.
You have to go.
Where do
Yeah,
and it's like your doesn't matter how long you've been here, your children are born here, your children are in school here, you even helping, you working and you investing in the economy or building the economy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
So
that's governments for you, right? I
yeah,
mean,
it's so unfortunate to be honest. So
yeah.
unfortunate. So it's one
And
of those
Zim
things.
as well. I mean, do you were saying people in Zim. I mean, we know my son's godfather actually
Mm.
um is from Zimbabwe.
Oh
Um
really?
yeah. So we also got first-hand experience. They
To
were
be honest,
actually my husband was in Zim the day it was like I don't know 5 or so years ago when there was that whole like liberation situation going on. What happened? Like the government changed or
is it Mugabe? Is it Mugabe or something?
yes. So when that whole situation happened and there was like this whole like this I mean again it was like oh everything's going to be like hunky dory
Okay.
with new government and it was
Yeah.
like yeah no government is still crap.
To be honest. To be honest. Yeah.
So he was
I
there.
was
There was
shocked.
some sort
I
of
was
big
shocked.
celebration.
Yeah, I was shocked when I found out that Adi was actually from Zimbabwe.
Yeah,
To be honest, I was like, yo, you gotta be kidding me.
yeah,
I was like, how is that even possible? Like, how is that even possible?
yeah. A
Like,
lot of
I'm
our
still, I'm still
yeah.
trying to like, Jesus Christ. I'm just trying to like, to be honest, I'm still trying to like, make sense of it. I'm like, how is Harry from Zimbabwe? I actually thought it was a British, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
I
He's
actually
lived.
thought it was
I
British.
think there's so much. There's so many people. We've had such a brain drain of this in this country. Where people who have the means have just left because it's just
Yeah,
intolerable. Wherever you
yeah,
are, on this continent, you know what? But then I say to people when they're like, "Oh, because I don't actually normally moan about it. I kind of feel, well, I'm here, so I'm either going to be here and be happy, or I'm going to, and try and do, like you say, my little bit that I can
Yeah.
do, whatever that is. But I still feel cautiously optimistic about the future of this country, because, that's why I asked you just now, like, where would you rather live? And part of me, when people ask me that question, is like, I think I'd still want to be here. I'd like the option of being able to, like, leave
Yeah.
and then, just come and go. Because I think it's very much in your blood when this continent is kind of, I think when you grow up, Australia is an example that you mentioned. And a friend of mine was going to move there. And she came back and she's like, no, it's too regimented. Like, there's people like polishing the lampposts. It's like, haven't they got something better to do? It's like so clean, so neat. Whereas we kind of live in this wild west in many ways of, like, I don't know.
Mhm.
I feel
Yeah,
there's
you're right.
something wild about being on this continent.
Everything is wild about it, to be honest. Everything, everything. Not that there is any place much better, you understand, but when you consider the way things are actually working out in your own locality, where you don't have access to, some basic things that you should have access to, you
Yeah.
kind of feel like, I think it's best you just, like, try and, like, look elsewhere. You understand?
Yeah.
But that is only if you have the means. But if you don't have the means, you're stuck wherever it is you are, and that's the
Yeah.
sad reality. You
Yeah.
understand? So that's just it.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about a little bit more about Blocklift. So take me through you've spoken about creating supplying sandals and
That's cool. Nice.
backpacks to schools. And I mean, the ultimate goal is really just to even, from backpack, shoes, probably books, classrooms,
Yeah,
really just uplifting children. Obviously, education is a very important thing, and I mean, rightly so.
yeah,
Um, let's talk about that, and let's talk about the idea of having finally access to a global economy as an African, and access to global education through AI. Um, there's a line in a book called The Sovereign Individual. I don't know if you've read it.
to be honest, I don't like reading books. To be honest, I don't. I just don't know. To be honest, I just don't know. I know it's a bad thing though, but it's not my thing.
Okay,
You
well, I'm a
understand?
big reader, and there's this line. It's what actually turned me on to blockchain or Bitcoin, and it was, genius will be unleashed in the
Yeah,
cyber economy. Nobody, it won't matter uh, your race, your sex, the way you wear your hair, or where you come from. In the
yeah,
cyber economy, they will never see you,
uh-huh,
and the greatest source of wealth will be the ideas in your head.
yeah,
And I kind of want to, when they wrote that, it's a very old book. And when they wrote it, they meant, um, we will all be connected mentally, and it won't be this, you won't be stuck where you are. But I don't think they realized at the time that AI was actually going to be the unlock. So
uh,
let's talk about that now. You are sitting in somewhere where you basically, whatever was there was what you had access to. Now, with the
yeah,
internet, a phone, blockchain, and AI, the world is your oyster in a way. You are not limited to what is directly around you. Those are wings, maybe, that can take you and uplift the country. Don't you think?
yeah. True, true.
I mean, what are your
Right.
thoughts on AI in education and how that's going to kind of like, will it help kids? Is it important?
To be honest, I'm not really a fan of AI. I'm not gonna lie, because in as much as it has its positive impact on we humans, we need to agree to the fact that the negative aspect of it is kind of like, outweighs the positive side. You understand? AI and education. I'm looking at the aspect where students would have to like leverage on AI for their day-to-day activities. In the long run, it tend to like, doesn't help them think. Do you understand? I'm saying this thing because just recently I realized that most often times when I want to do something, I always like fall back to AI to want to like help me get certain things done. And at the point I was like, I hated myself for it. I was like,
Mm,
why do I have to like go to AI for almost everything? It's supposed to be an assistance, you understand? But
yeah.
there is a problem with the way we, abuse or use certain things. Do you understand? And it has gotten
Yeah.
to the point where AI has taken full charge. The other day, I had a friend of mine called me and he was like, the child came back from school, wanted to do his assignment, and he was using AI to actually do his assignment. And I was like, this is the problem we're talking about. So,
Yeah.
in as much as AI simplifies learning, academics, blockchain, and all of that, I still kind of feel like the traditional mode of doing things should still be, you know, looked into more often than
Mm,
having to like introduce AI, because of what use is our God-given talent or brain if we tend to like want to have like rely on AI for our day-to-day activities. It's
yeah.
pointless. You
Yeah.
understand? So AI definitely has helped simplify things. You understand? But it all boils down to the way we, have access to it. Like what we are doing with Blocklift right now, we are not really using AI because our Web3 workshop does not in any way involve AI. You understand? It all boils down to like, traditional mode of learning. But it doesn't change the fact that once they transition into Web3, they'll be exposed to AI tools, you understand, which would definitely help them in their Web3 journey. You understand? But
Mhm.
when it comes to the four walls of the classroom, I don't think it's something that should actually be a tool for them to rely on. Do you
Mhm.
understand? So
Yeah.
generally, I am not my if I been I had AI, I had access to AI in my secondary or uni days. I don't think if I would be smart enough to want to like come up with ideas as block lift, because whatever it is I'm doing, I always want to like fall back to AI to want to like give me ideas, give me solutions to my everyday problem and all of that. So AI should only be limited, but not be used in a full scale when it comes to the four walls of the classroom. You
Mhm.
understand? So that's my own take on it, to be honest.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, facts for sure. And I agree with you. I think because it's so new, I don't think we quite, we kind of like children with a new toy, and we're not quite sure like how to play with that toy. And some people
Yeah.
are, it's kind of like a library, right? To me.
Mhm.
To me, it's like an eternal global. I have got access to. Now, I always wanted to go to like a fancy varsity. I just went to a varsity in KwaZulu Natal, but I always wanted to go to like, Harvard or something like that. And I always felt, we just couldn't afford it. But I always felt like I didn't really have access to to the people that I wanted to have access to and to the level of education I wanted to have access to. And
Mhm.
now with AI, I feel like it gives me access to all information. So I think if you're using it as a crutch and you're kind of saying like, write all my messages or write all my whatever then that's not cool. Because yes, it's going to dumb you down big time. It's going to dumb the world down radically because we're just not going to think for ourselves anymore. But I think if you
Anymore.
look at like a library, imagine having like all information at your fingertips at all times. So if you can't afford to go to university, you can basically say to AI, make me a course in physics
Yeah,
and teach it to me. So that's kind of what I love about it. I think we'll eventually get there, but how
true.
best to use it.
Yeah. I think it
Yeah.
all boils down to how, like you just said, how well we use it. You understand? Um, it's just like, sorry to use the word drugs, you understand? Some people
Yeah. But
get
that's the thing.
more
A
addicted.
pharmacy sells drugs. It's called a
Yes,
drugstore.
yeah, exactly. So some people get more addicted to certain drugs than the other, you understand? So I kind of feel like there should be uh, a way to actually like, curb the whole thing when it comes to students. I'm talking based off on block clips, you understand? I'm
Yeah.
talking from that angle because I kind of feel like for kids, they don't really understand how important it is to like, not use something, not abuse certain things.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So
Yeah.
if they are exposed to AI at a very young age, it ends up making them having to like rely on it
Hmm.
for almost everything. Someone like you now, you definitely would know how to like control yourself when it comes to like using AI and all of that. But imagine a child coming back from school and having to use AI to solve his or her assignment. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
You
Then he's not
understand?
learning. Hmm.
Exactly. So it should be curbed when it comes to the four walls of the school. In this part of the country, they don't even allow students go to school with their phones. You understand? That's because of the fact they understand that coming to school with your phone definitely would cause some level of distractions. You understand? As
Yeah.
provided you are in the four walls of the classroom. But outside the classroom, you can do whatever, you understand. But it still
Yeah.
boils down to the same thing with AI. I think there should just be some sort of um, control. Not all students should have access to all AI tools, but definitely in the world of Web3, like take for example, look at what Triana is doing with AI video generation and all of that. It wouldn't have been possible without AI
Yeah.
tools. You understand? It makes its work much easier. You
Hmm.
understand? But when it comes to schools and students, I kind of feel like it should be regulated. I think that's the word I've been looking for.
Yeah.
I think it should
Yeah.
be regulated, to be honest. So just to curb dependency, but it's very,
Hmm.
very important. So that's just it.
Yeah. But I mean, I agree with you. It should almost be like, I think a kind of an AI that just like we have controls on, like, like with your kids, you get like kid profiles and adult profiles,
Yeah,
because you definitely want them to have access to the information, because it's better than using Google for information,
yeah.
for
True.
example.
Very
And
true.
it's
Yeah, I
better
agree with
than using a library. Your
you.
library, I remember when I went to varsity, I got my degree sitting in the library at university, because that was where we studied. That's where we got our books. You know that.
Yeah.
Well, when I studied, we didn't have the internet, or well, yeah, we had like very limited.
Access.
We still had computers that had DOS on them, like the black screen with the green. That's how ours was.
Yeah.
My first job was like, I'd never turned on a computer before.
Wow. For your
Yeah,
first job.
yeah. I remember I got
Wow.
into like I was sat at my desk and I was like, I actually had to go. I'm not even joking. I swear to God, I had to go and ask the receptionist to please come and show me how to switch it on. I swear to God.
Were you fired?
That's how old I am.
Did you get fired?
No, thank
You
God.
didn't.
No,
I would have
I
actually
just
fired.
said to her, like, do me a solid. I'll
I
owe
would have
you.
fired. I would have fired you, to be honest.
I know, because you know what? I told them I knew how to use a computer, and I literally sat there. That was my second job. My first job, I had a typewriter. So
Okay.
then I quit that job, and I went to another job, and I was like, whoa, I'm gonna have a computer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Anyway, well, lucky it wasn't you that hired me. Otherwise, I would have been fired, and that would have been
I would have
sad.
fired. I would have fired you ASAP.
I was a
ASAP.
good worker. What do you mean? I was a good worker. Once I
I would have
knew how to
fired.
turn that thing on,
Come
I
on.
was like,
Come on. No.
the things we
But
do as
thank,
kids.
but thank God you're here now. That is in the
Look at me
past right
now.
now.
I know. Look at me
Exactly.
now.
Yeah.
Podcasting.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
But also, it was such a new thing back then that it was actually not a bad thing not to know how to use a computer. Like I said, I mean, my first job was a typewriter. I bought a typewriter and I put it down in front of my son when he was young, and he was like,
That's
"What
good.
is this?" And I said to him,
Exactly.
"This is
Yeah.
the olden day iPad. Okay, this
Yeah.
is what we had."
Exactly. It's not used to
Anyway,
that. It's used to iPads, phones, and laptops. So it's a new era, actually.
yeah, it's crazy.
So
Okay, so let's kind of start winding down. I just want to kind of briefly go back to, there's so much stuff I want to talk to you about. So I hope you can come on and chat to me again, because I love the conversation. And I think besides like talking about crypto and stacks and Blocklift, I think it's also important for what you're doing to talk about what it's like in your country, and show people what they're investing in and why it's so important.
yeah, you're
So
right. Yeah.
I do want to talk about more of that, but
Yeah.
we've been chatting now for about an hour. But just before I go, shout out to Silky Jones.
In fact,
Um,
that is the real G right there. Silky is. To be honest, you know, to be honest, I seriously don't know what to say. Silky is an amazing human being.
yeah.
Completely. This is someone that I think if I would refer to him as an employer or as a friend, I think I would see him as a brother, because dude he has been everything and more to me, you
What a
understand? So
privilege. Wow.
in fact, I'm privileged to have actually known him, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Suzuki Jones for everything. To be honest, Blocklift was an idea that I actually had lined up for Flat. I wanted to use that as a flat-based initiative, to be honest. I wanted that to just be a project that is sponsored by Flat. So he was one that just told me that we can just use this for stacks and see, because it's definitely going to be the first of its kind in the ecosystem. So when he brought that up, I was like, okay, fine, which was what led me to actually apply for the D grant program, you understand? So Silky has really played a huge part
Wow.
in everything Blocklift is right now and what is going to be in the near future. You understand? So I owe him a lot, to be honest.
You're involved with a lot of projects, right? I mean, it is Flat. Then what are the
UAP,
yes, yes,
UAP, Leo, and
yes,
meme coin stacks. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So so I'm going to talk about all those things. Tell me, so we'll do that in another show as well, because I mean I think there's a lot to unpack there, a lot of interesting things just about what's going on, and maybe we can bring on, is Silky doxed? Like, would he come on
Uh,
camera? No.
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. To be honest, I've not even seen him myself. I've
Oh,
not seen it
really?
myself.
So
Yeah,
probably not.
I've not seen it myself, but
Probably
I just
not.
hope one of these days. I just hope one of these days I would have the opportunity to see it. To be honest, because
You know what I'm going to set up? I know exactly what I'm going to set up for my next week's show. I'm actually going to make a note of it now.
okay.
I know exactly the show I'm gonna, and it'll be a surprise to you. I'll DM you and let you know. But you've given me an idea for a show.
I look forward to it. I look forward to
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so before we close off, let's just sort of revisit Blocklift again. What are the next steps? What are just in terms of, because obviously the D grants takes you through until the end of January. So let's
Yeah.
talk about that mini roadmap. What does that look like?
Well, the roadmaps are gradually being, implemented, and we already have our website, which is in the final phase of development, and we have our bags also being manufactured at the moment. So we also have I have my team reaching out to other schools. You understand? Because the plan is to actually cover about 24 schools in Lagos. You understand? So
Wow.
yeah, so both private and secondary, and public rather. So we don't intend to actually cover everything within the time frame expected for the D grant, but we hope to like continue afterwards. So there's a whole lot of program lined up for Blocklift, which I would not want to start going into details at the moment, but
Mhm,
we are gradually ticking the boxes as
mhm.
we progress and all of that. So a lot of things are actually coming up, and in due time, would be making an official announcement with Boom Wallet. I and the Boom Wallet team, we have been in constant communication, and
Nice.
we should be having the announcement up in like few days. And also, Let Africa Build. We are already in partnership with Let Africa Build. So in the coming weeks, we should also have that also put up. So we're also trying to like partner with other projects in the ecosystem. I've spoken with the likes of Rubes, Silky, and they are all looking forward to what we have to,
Mhm.
offer and all of that. So it's something that we can't wait to actually get going. So a lot of things are actually lined up. So we'll definitely let the ecosystem know as time goes on.
Yeah. So
So
three things. So first of all, right now the focus is on one school and the backpacks, and then potentially sandals. Was it just the?
no, the focus is on about is on three four schools right now.
Oh, okay.
Three four
All right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
three schools
Okay.
right now. So yeah.
And that is
So,
okay. So that is the beginnings of it, and is sort of the
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And then once you've got that, then we can take, or you can take that then one step further and one step further and keep building on it. Okay, got you.
yeah.
So yeah, so that is important. And then another thing I wanted to mention is um, people can, I see you've got it there. So it's Neutron underscore BTC. Is that how people can get hold of you?
Yeah, yeah, on Twitter, on
Yeah.
X. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Neutron underscore BTC. If you are keen on getting involved, please get involved. It's an incredible project. So if you are listening and you do want to get involved, hit Neutron up. Otherwise, just DM me. Neutron and I speak regularly. So you can just pop me a DM and I will pass you over to him. I really think it's a worthwhile thing for us to all get involved with. And little bits, lots of little bits make up a big amount. So
Exactly.
don't
Yeah,
feel bad if you only want to give $100. That $100 as well, let me tell you, in Africa, it goes a long way.
goes a
So
long way. Goes a
yeah.
long way.
So if you
Yeah.
got $50, $100, and you just want to help out a little bit, please do. This is such an incredible cause. So we got to help. And what I wanted to say, the third thing is obviously, you spoke about Rubes. We do and did I speak to you about the Leo art,
Leo, yeah,
the
yeah,
open
yeah,
call?
yeah, you,
So we're launching a new one tomorrow, and I wanted to talk to you about it because I'm kind of still trying to figure out how to do it, but I do want to donate. I don't know if you want to do if we want to do an open call out to kids and do kids artwork. I don't know if we can maybe put a theme together.
That is definitely in the works. Definitely in the works, and I would really love to do it.
Well, why don't we do it now? I mean, do you have if we put a theme together? We're just having now. The show's over now. Me and Neutron are just having a meeting. Bear with us. So tell me, what if we put like maybe like a theme, like we normally do for the open calls. Are you able to kind of get that out to one or two or the three schools and to say, okay, if the kids can submit artwork, then we can select the top 3 and we can then auction that top 3 of those kids' artworks, and then that funds goes back into Blocklift. Something like that.
We can be able to do that. We should be able to do that.
Okay.
We should. Yeah,
all right. So we'll be in touch because tomorrow there's the Leo spaces. So also you can check out my Twitter feed. You'll see me announcing that a little bit later.
Right.
And then I think let's use this open call to support Blocklift as well with the art.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. I hope you're happy, Rubes, because I'm just deciding what we're doing with the Leo art thing. So thanks, Rubes. Shout out to you. All right. Okay, cool. Is there anything that you would like to kind of add before we close out?
Nothing much. I just want to thank the community and Stacks Foundation for the opportunity. Like I said earlier, the love and support they showed me in the first video was something that I didn't expect, to be honest. And this whole thing wouldn't have been possible without them. So I really want to thank them. Thank everyone that showed up, everyone that came through for me, for the team, for Blocklift. And we really want to take this thing further. You understand? We want Blocklift to be that project on Stacks that represents humanity in real life. You understand? So we can't do this alone, and we are hoping that everybody, comes together to support the initiative as well. So thank you, and also thank you to Mel and Hadi for the support so far. It has not been easy, to be honest, but you guys have really, really, taken your time to come through for us when needed. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing this out into the world and for bringing it to Stacks and for talking about such an important topic, and one pair of school shoes, one backpack at a time can change the world.
At a time. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Amazing. Have a beautiful week. Thank you everybody for joining us and for listening, and hopefully you can follow Neutron. You can find if you go over to my Twitter feed, you'll see I just retweeted something with the latest Blocklift tweet. So please look into it. Please see how you can support. Every little bit counts. We are here every single week, Stacks Pulse, bringing you the latest in what's going on in the ecosystem, the people that are building. So tune in every single Monday afternoon, my time, Monday morning, your time, 11 a.m. Eastern. And it is independent Bitcoin media. So if you can support, please head over to the link in my bio and you'll see mel.btc through your Lether or Xverse wallet. So yeah, thanks very much for tuning in. See you again next week. Bye.